As we always do, we talk about some positives first. I think. Jeremiah, you're the guest. You want to throw some out first before you want to be?
Sure, let's do this.
Yeah.
I'll get you guys warmed up. Yeah, I think all the performances were outstanding. I can't think of a bad performance other than what was his name, mustache guy in the David Planet.
Lombard, Steve Lombard.
Yeah,
he's the only one. Yeah.
So that outside
the guy
of that,
that was working
sports
with.
writer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fortunately,
He's little, yeah.
It was very small parts throughout the movie, so it didn't I don't think distract from anything. But the performances were great. I really liked the heartfelt moment between Clark and Pa Kent.
Oh yeah.
I think that was really well done. It was one of the few times in James Gunn's career that he let something actually sit emotionally for more than a second.
Right.
Without there was no jokes.
Yeah, without undercutting it. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that.
Shouldn't have peed in that moment. I went pee right in that moment.
Oh
yeah.
You missed the
horrible
most
time to go pee.
part.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's like probably the best moment of dialogue. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, all the performances were great. I think the action was, I think, well done. There was a decent amount of action in the movie, so it never got boring. I did like the kaiju fight. The Justice Gang, I think, was incredible.
Yeah,
like,
man.
they were Mr. Terrific. I think he was one of the highlights.
Yeah, he was great, man. A great character.
Guy Gardner cracks me up.
Yeah.
I'm a big Nathan Fillion fan.
Yeah.
So every time the guy said anything,
he's like a do no wrong kind of guy.
Yeah.
Really.
Didn't matter if it was even funny or not. I laughed every time he said anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, man. I think one of the biggest criticisms I had of the trailer was like there's too many characters in here, and I'm not excited for that.
Yeah.
But I think the Justin Gang was like one of my favorite parts of the movie. I think their characters were done well, and it didn't overshadow the movie, and it didn't really matter so much that they were all thrown in this movie without knowing much about them.
Right.
I think they established it pretty well who they are in this world.
Yeah.
And
He
was a great Guy Gardner, man. I think he got so much criticism based on the trailers. And then seeing him in the movie, man, I thought he was great, man. He was great because Guy Gardner, you're not supposed to like him anyway.
Yeah.
He's a shitty character in the comic. No one likes him in the comics. Yeah, but he was like fantastic in this. He's like, so you love to hate him in this, you know.
And I like this version of Lois Lane. The relationship between Lois and Clark, I thought was pretty well done.
Yes.
I like it seemed like a real relationship that was like kind of it was only 3 months old at this point.
Yeah. And between these two characters, it kind of made sense.
Yeah. And so it is a little rocky. Like she is questioning him as Superman, the things that you're doing. And I did. So when I saw the clips online about Superman being super emotional, I was like, oh, come on, don't give me a child for Superman.
Yeah.
But when you see it in the context of the movie, this dude's doing everything he can to try to make the world a better place, make it a safer place.
Yeah.
And he's being questioned on that. Like, why'd you do that? How'd you do that? Should you have done that? And in his mind, he's like, I'm doing everything I can.
Doing the right thing, yeah.
And so he gets emotional about that. And so if you've seen the clips and you're judging off that, don't. Those scenes work in the movie for sure.
Yeah, in the context for sure, yeah.
Yeah, and it's tough because overall, I did like this movie more than I didn't like this movie, but I'm gonna have more negative things to say than positive things to say.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But Lex Luthor was great. Nicholas Hoult, I like everything he's in. Just overall, I think great performances. The emotion. If he was trying to get emotion out of us, I didn't get that so much, but there was a few times that he did.
Yeah,
he got the emotion going.
Yeah.
I'm good for now. Go you. I
think I do like Lois a lot, and I think the chemistry between the two was good. And I think despite my thoughts about whether I want there to be an origin story or not to Superman, I think this was established well. Hey, we're in a relationship for 3 months. Even the beginning when you see them interact as Clark and Lois pretending to not be together, or and then you see them in the apartment. It's like, okay, this has been established. Yeah. They've been together for a little while. And I think that was a good. It felt natural at this point in the relationship with these two people. This felt like I was like, okay, this is the natural order of things I imagine with this situation, because it's different. They're both different people, and they're very specific in this universe, and they have a big role in this universe. So that's how I think it would go. I think they did really well. I do like David Cornsweet as Superman. I think he nailed who a lot of people think Superman should be. Like the general idea of Superman, I think he nailed it. Like he's corny. Sure. He's got that really that voice that sounds like a a super corny superhero sometimes as Superman, but it works. And I think I really like David Corn Sweat, man. I think he was a great Superman. As much as I love Henry Cavill, I love Man of Steel. That's my favorite Superman iteration. He was great, man. He was a really good Superman. I think he was cast well for it. Yeah. And I think he did well.
That's cool, man. I'm glad to hear you say that, man. That's actually pretty cool because I know, how much Henry Cavill means to you.
Yeah, almost creepily. Yeah, almost creepily. Yeah.
The other thing I would add for the movie though is I do like how much emphasis they put on Superman like saving people.
Yeah,
I agree too.
I think that's what Marvel used to do in their old earlier movies, and then they got away from that. Where the civilians didn't matter at some point, and then I know Thunderbolts kind of got back to that. But that's what a superhero is. A superhero is about protecting the people. Yeah, you're protecting the greater threat to Earth, but in that Earth, there's individual people that he's saving too.
Yeah.
And it was really cool to see Superman make an effort to save those individual people.
Right. Yeah. He was Superman. And especially in like more modern comics, he is fighting like these big intergalactic menaces and all that kind of thing. But he is also like a friendly neighborhood Superman, where he will, save someone that's about to get hit by a car in the street. Or, at first I thought when he saved the squirrel, I was like, okay, that's a little silly.
I got something to say about that.
But if why I can see him doing something like that.
Right.
He would save any life he can.
Yeah.
And the fact that he wanted to try to save the kaiju, the monster. I agree. I do love the fact that he was all about trying to save lives. That was his whole thing. And again, when he gets into it, I'm okay. When he gets into that, when he's having that quote unquote interview with Lois, and he just, that emotional moment, people were gonna die. Like that, you can tell. Like this is extremely important to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I did like that. Another thing I liked about it. I was going to say something kind of going back on what you were saying about, wow, I just did a complete brain dump.
I already forget everything I said.
What show are we talking about right now?
Right now. It was something it was in regards to not stepping on emotional moments. I feel like they did not do that as much as I have seen, especially if I'm going to kind of compare it to most superhero movies. That's going to be Marvel. They will hardly ever let a serious moment sit without a joke having to be slipped underneath. And there were some moments when that happened. There was I guess maybe it's worth talking about or discussing. The moment where he is in Lois's apartment and he's talking to her at night, and there's like a battle going on outside. Yeah. Right. And
Green Lantern has a baseball bat.
The Justice Gang is out there, going at it, and he's just like, "Nah, they got it. They're fine." I got the impression it was like Mr. Mitzelplick or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He said it's just some dimensional imp. I'm like,
yeah, right.
You mean the dimensional imp? What are you talking about right now? And you can take a bat and defeat Mr. Mitzelplick?
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, it was weird on some level. It was like they were having this great moment in the apartment, but there's this, crazy fight going on outside. So was that there to kind of lighten the moment? I don't feel like it was, but maybe it was. Right. Maybe it was meant to be like a joke underneath the serious moment. Or was it just showing that Superman wasn't thinking about that right now? He was more focused on what was going on, kind of thing. I honestly don't know the answer. I'm just kind of posing the question.
Right.
Yeah.
But overall, this movie wasn't as jokey and cartoony on that level as like some of the Marvel movies have been as of late, which I did appreciate. I honestly feel like James Gunn has kind of established like somewhat of a new dynamic with this movie that there are some jokes and there are some, more lighthearted moments in it, but it does have a serious tone to it as well. And what we've been getting from movies lately is it pretends to be serious, but there's a lot of jokes. There's too many jokes in it. Or it's just going to be super serious and there's not going to be any jokes at all. And this is This, I feel like there's a new formula
Yeah.
with this movie. So
yeah, no, I think I was telling Jeremiah yesterday after the movie that I think this was the least James Gunn movie that James Gunn has made. Like, this is the least gunny of a movie. It's very
You show a lot of restraint.
Exactly. Like, he didn't. Yeah, he wasn't just like, it wasn't just dick and fart jokes all the whole time. Like Guardians 2 and 3 were. You know, it was nuanced in some ways. And there were some jokes in there that I roll my eyes at sometimes. I don't think James Gunn's very funny in my opinion, but a lot of the Nathan Fillion stuff I did laugh at, and there's other things I did like I smirked at.
Yeah.
But it felt less James Gunny. So yeah, the restraint is a great way to put it. I think my biggest thing was like, I don't know if James Gunn has enough presence of mind to take this a little more serious. Like, you can't Guardians of the Galaxy Superman. You can't do it. You can't do that with this. And he didn't do that with this. Right. And so I was relieved to see that. Yeah. Like, it wasn't that.
Yeah, and the trailers made it almost seem like that could have been the case. It could have gone that route with all the different characters being thrown in there. So I was 100% nervous about that.
And we'll see, because the first Guardians was, I think, tonally similar to the Superman movie that we just saw.
The first one?
You probably
And then after the success of that, we got Guardians 2.
Yeah, which is
everybody's favorite. Which I think started the whole kill off your emotional moment with a joke, you know. And so James Gunn started it there, and then I'm glad to see him come back around to Superman and show some restraint and not do the same thing he was doing there.
Yeah.
I just hope it sticks. So I hope he doesn't take the wrong message from the. I don't know how successful this movie is. I asked Trent yesterday. I said, "You think this is a $1 billion movie?" Possible. It was packed when we saw it yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll know in a couple of days here how much money it makes.
Yeah, at the box office.
But if it's successful, what message does Gunn get from this?
Yeah. You know? Like, do I do more? Like, what do people like about it? Oh, well, they like the jokes. Let's do more jokes. That's what happened with Guardians 1 and 2, you know? Like,
and I certainly hope not.
But, because if this movie does really well, and we'll probably get to the negative side of this one, but we don't know what we don't know what the response is going to be. Let's see. Any other positives, Mark?
No. The acting I thought was great. I did like this Lex Luthor. I do like how. I mean, there were some like those cartoony, like dumb moments, and they weren't. There weren't a lot necessarily, but when he starts to lose and they cut over to Lex and he's like into the camera, like, don't do that. I mean, we've seen that. I feel like he wouldn't do that in the first place. Like, he wouldn't lose his stuff like that. But yeah, I did like this Lex Luthor. I thought he was a lot closer to the Lex Luthor in the comic books, or at least some of the comics that I read. They retcon and change everything around. He was working with the American government on some levels.
Yeah. I think for me, I don't want to keep bringing it to like the Snyder stuff, but I feel like this is what he should have been.
Yeah, 100%.
Because he's younger in this. He's not
definitely younger.
Not the one that we know. He's younger in this.
not
quite as like commanding as far as like deeper voice or like a bigger, stronger dude, but he's more like physically like Jesse Eisenberg, but not quite as animated, I guess. is the way to say. So this is, I think this would have been the balance. If you're trying to go for the younger Luthor, this would be the way to do it. Yeah. And I did like Luthor through most of the movie. Like most of his monologues or his dialogue scenes were great, and then I kind of didn't like him towards the very end. And we'll probably get into the negatives about that later. But overall though, I think Nicholas Hoult
I think it shows how intelligent Lex Luthor is, because he is a genius. He's definitely one of the smartest people on the planet. I do, and this is a negative we'll get into later, minor one I suppose, or major, but or it's the biggest one. That he did have Superman scouted. You know what I mean? That he did know how to basically defeat him, because he studied him. Thoroughly. Kind of thing. So like the execution I wasn't a fan of, but I do like the concept of him being that ahead.
Yeah, I agree with
that. In that sense.
That's something that Luthor would do.
Exactly. I did like seeing him fly, Superman fly, like when he was like, when he goes to the Fortress of Solitude because he thinks Krypto's gone. Seeing him fly, through the air. It's just a close up on him, and he's like racing through the air. But I did like I thought it looked cool. I thought it kind of got the point across of how fast he's moving. and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
so I
that's
liked the special effects in it. I don't know, the special effects with the rift and everything were a little crazy with that river of anti-protons.
That looked like freaking a video game, like
100%. It was almost like it was pixelated too.
Remember the movie Pixels with with Adam Sandler? That's what I reminded me of. Yeah.
Right. So some of that stuff was like, man, I really need to hear like Neil deGrasse Tyson kind of weigh in on this, like how much of the science of this movie is good. I mean,
zero.
Yeah, zero.
That's the answer.
The part where they show like the buildings falling over and it's like a domino effect with the buildings. Like I don't know if buildings actually fall that way. Like if they get damaged, I feel like it's more like they're gonna kind of crumble under their own weight. I'm not trying to get into like a 9/11 conspiracy thing where they just kind of drop and just stay out of it. Don't do it.
Yeah, even when Superman catches that one building, I was like, wouldn't it have fallen around him?
Exactly that kind of thing. I did like that moment though. Once that building fell and it shows him coming up out of the dust. That
was a good shot.
That was a fantastic shot.
That was a great shot.
That. It just shows the chaos, and then you've got this hero, the champion, just kind of rising out of it and above it.
Yeah,
it was a great shot.
That was a great shot. Yeah,
have you guys
came from something kind of dumb.
Have you guys ever heard the theory of Superman creates some kind of field around whatever he's picking up? Because,
yes, he does have like his like his aura or whatever. So that's the reason why when he flies and catches someone and he's flying at like 500 miles per hour,
doesn't obliterate him.
It doesn't obliterate.
So so when he's holding a building up, like it probably should fall around him. But I just think it's that,
no, you're 100% right.
Power or whatever.
That is, I mean, they don't necessarily establish it in this, but it has been brought up in the comic books. That's kind of the way his power works. Which, quick side note, that is an interesting thing about the Marvel character, Gladiator. Gladiator was created to essentially be like the Superman of the Marvel universe, because the guy that created Gladiator was like, I think he worked for DC at the time, and he was like, hey, I've got a great way to figure out why Superman can do like all these crazy things that he does, because he has like this psychic or psionic power that allows him to pick up a building without it like falling in on itself, or to catch someone at 500 miles per hour and they're not hurt. And I guess DC said, no, we don't like it. So he took it to Marvel and he created Gladiator, who basically does have psychic powers. That's essentially how his powers work for the most part.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting little side note there.
Yeah,
and I think his name is Cal Arc.
Okay.
I think Gladiator's name is
that's on the
Cal
nose.
and Clark.
That's very on the nose. Yeah.
Yeah. Very subtle. Very subtle. Nobody saw that coming.
No.
Yeah.